Good evening. We are live, first live video. We're making our introduction today, March 8th. We There's a lot of videos coming out from Cuba. This is a meme where Marco Rubio multiple he's having multiple uh, work. He's probably become the next president of Cuba. So Cuba right now is really down. They don't have no electricity. They don't have no power. They don't have any oil. All the stream uh, way of making money by the dictators are over. There's a lot of beans coming out here. It says Cuba will be freed in less than 60 days. Give some comments. What do you think about that? How soon will Cuba friendly gonna turn itself and leave Cuba freed? Leave it at that. Hundred of comments here of liberating Cuba. Sometimes some people from the left or other parties are not happy that the administration is imposing or is um, getting involved in other countries, which this is a according to the administration, it's a first America to get other country that has dictators hold of this hemisphere. The Caribbean, South America, North America, Central America. That's why they had a union, united 12 countries to become America's shield. So they control the side of our hemisphere, the Western, and not involved by the communist other countries. Okay, now we have a new leadership in Iran. This man over here, he's the son of the passed away leader of Iran, and now he's being assigned to be the next leader, supreme leader of Iran. His name is Mojtaba Khamenei. So, what you think? I think he's gonna negotiate with the U.S. or will he continue to fight against the Western with the West? Okay, this is very interesting that Marco Rubio, 11 years ago, he already predicted that Iran was going to be troublemakers, and we have to. The U.S. had to fight.
Money that it's receiving in sanctions relief to begin to build up its conventional capabilities. It will establish the most dominant military. Mr. President, I'll be brief. I know the senator from Tennessee would like to close on this matter. I think everything that needs to be said about the details of this deal have already been said. I do want to be recorded for history's purposes before I know what was going to happen in regards to this if it goes through. Iran will immediately use the money that it's receiving in sanctions relief to begin to build up its conventional capabilities. It will establish the most dominant military power in the region outside of the United States, and it will raise the price of us operating in the region. They're going to build anti-access capabilities, rockets capable of destroying our aircraft carriers and ships, continue to build these swift boats that are able to come on us, these fast boats that are able to swarm our naval assets. And they'll make it harder and harder for U.S. troops to be in the region. They'll also work with other terrorist groups in the region to target American servicemen and women. And they may or may not deny that they're involved, but they will target us and raise the price of our presence in the Middle East until they hope to completely pull us out of that region. They'll also continue to build long-range missiles, missiles capable of reaching the United States. Those are not affected by this deal, and they'll continue to build them as they've been doing. And then at some point in the near future, when the time is right, they will build a nuclear weapon. And they will do so because at that point they will know that they have become immune, that we will no longer be able to strike their nuclear program because the price of doing so will be too high. This is not just a work of imagination. It exists in the world today. It's called North Korea, where a lunatic possesses dozens of nuclear weapons and a long-range rocket that can already reach the United States. And we cannot do anything about it. An attack on North Korea today would result in an attack on Tokyo, or Seoul, or Guam, or Hawaii, or California. And so the world must now live with a lunatic in possession of nuclear weapons. And this is the goal Iran has as well, to reach a point where they become immune to any sort of credible military threat because the price of a military strike would be too high. And then they
Remember, this was 11 years ago, and Marco Rubio saw it coming and mentioned Israel.
become an established nuclear weapons power. And never in the history of the world has such a regime ever possessed weapons so capable of destruction. Iran is led by a supreme leader, who is a radical Shia cleric with an apocalyptic vision of the future. He is not a traditional geopolitical actor who makes decisions on the basis of borders or simply history or because of ambitions. He has an religious apocalyptic vision of the future, one that calls for triggering a conflict between the non-Muslim world and the Muslim world, one that he feels especially obligated to trigger. And he's going to possess nuclear weapons. This is the world that we are on the verge of leaving our children to inherit. And perhaps we ourselves will have to share in it. And so I want to be recorded for history's purposes, if nothing else, to say that those of us who opposed this deal understood where it would lead. And we are making a terrible mistake. And I fear that a passage of this deal will make it even harder for us to prevent.
Okay, there we see that Marco Rubio was talking about Israel and the enemy of Israel that was gonna happen. This what we're going through right now, the U.S. against Iran. And remember when Iran struck Israel with during the holy days celebration, they took away they uh, took people to places like in Palestine and keep them like tied, and they massacre all the people. But there was a plan. Now this is the last video we're gonna show up, and we'll close up this transmission. This is when they're striking down the new technology they have. Let's see. Okay, this is a new video feeding about when they strike down those missiles. So Israel and the U.S. has secret weapons in order to strike down any threat coming from Iran. So at this point, Iran has no capability to send out missiles. Most of them have been destroyed, and so we'll see what the new leader would able to do. Is he's gonna revenge back, or is he gonna negotiate with the U.S. and Israel and the neighbors around, because they did some damage on the neighbors next door, so they have to calm down and come to a table and agreement. Thank you very much. Um, Thank you very much for tuning in, and God bless.